Nelson's Hardware has all your hardware needs for general repairs and those small jobs around the house. Don't forget, spring's here now, so be sure to pick up a new shovel. To start turning the soil in your garden, visit Nelson's, right on me. Now, let's mellow in and listen to Mr. Sandman by the Cordex.
Wait!
Ready?
1, 2,
Go.
go! Home!
Wait, my money on you.
1, 2,
Go!
go! Wait!
Hey,
1,
folks need to quiet down. I can't hear what Joe has to say.
What difference does it make what she says? You're gonna believe her whether she's telling the truth or not. Everyone knows you're sweet on her.
Miss Vitus, as a sworn public servant and a man of the law, I assure you that my personal relationship will not keep you from getting to the truth.
Well, we'll just see what we'll see, Sheriff.
Now go. The lights are out. You said you thought you heard Prince Roger fall. Did he say anything or call out?
Not that I heard. All I heard was the thud he made hitting the floor, and what had to be the sound of the cane going across the floor. I agree with what Bobby pointed out. If someone came in from the streets, they would have been very fast and come in here, run across the room, pick up the cane, hit Principal Attrick with it, and then run back out again, all in the space of a few seconds.
I suppose so. It does narrow down the suspect list a bit. You remember where people were standing or sitting?
Not really. It was all so fast and everything was so confusing. I just can't be sure. And I would never want to accuse someone of something they didn't do. I know exactly how that feels.
Well, I understand, though. I guess that's all for now.
What? She's all done? Well, we see exactly what side her bread is buttered on, don't we, Norma?
Oh, yes. And I do think I will definitely be giving Big Daddy Finger a call when you do let us go, Sheriff Alcars. And I, for one, will make sure you aren't sheriff come election time this year.
Now,
And next year.
Miss Dreadful.
And the years after.
Now, Miss Dreadful, I'm not giving Joe any preferential treatment. This investigation is still being conducted. I may have to question everyone involved several times. As a matter of fact, I have a few more questions for the both of you.
And though it's always crowded, there's always room for broken-hearted lovers to cry in their room.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not leaving until I have some answers. Seems to me you've been mighty close to the malt shop tonight, mister. You could have been involved in this crime. Now, who are you and where have you been hiding?
Oh, Sheriff, let him go. He couldn't have done anything. He wasn't even here.
But he could have been the one sneaking in the door.
Yeah, that would explain the door opening. Maybe it wasn't Noah or Jim. Maybe it was this guy. Ain't got much to say for himself, does he? Thinks he's cool and stuff, singing to chicks, but when things get a little hairy, he's not such a big guy, is he?
Oh, hush, Jim. You're just jealous. Why, everyone knows that rock and rollers are all about the music. They're not violent people. Yeah.
Anyone with a motive can become a murderer, no matter what kind of thing they're into. So answer me, son. Who are you and where have you been?
It's me, Sheriff. Russell Sprout.
What?
I'm just in shout. I've been dressing up like this and serenading Bobby so she'd notice me and go steady with me. We've known each other our whole lives, and she never sees me. But when I dress like this, she sees me, and I don't stutter when I sing.
You did that for me? Came up with this whole gig for me? Oh, how truly wonderfully sweet. Isn't that just so romantic?
Sounds like a complete Looney Tune to me.
You're just jealous, Jim. Why, Russell has been pining for me all these years and finally found a way to express himself. It's just too much.
No, it's too psycho. Give me a real man any day.
Well, if we're done with today's little soap opera here, I want to know what that boy was doing when the lights went out. He was here, behind the fountain counter. Yeah.
Good point, Miss Dreadful. So, Russell, what's your story? You've obviously been in and out of the malt shop a lot lately tonight, playing your little game. What were you doing during the time the lights went out?
I didn't do anything. I swear. I was behind the counter the whole time. When the lights went out, all the ladies began to scream, and people were moving, and chairs were moving, and I was afraid to come out because I didn't want to trip or run into anything.
He ain't no chef. He's under bound as to come.
Huh?
Instead, Russell's not a liar. He's as reliable as can be.
I have to agree with that one. I've known Russell and his parents for years. That boy has been known to be exceptionally trustworthy and respectful, despite his current love-inspired deception.
That's right, Russell. I remember. You were behind the counter when I asked you to go check the fuse box while the lights were still off. So I believe you. Now, go and get out of that ghetto. Don't let me catch you doing that again. You just be yourself, son. You hear?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Wait, Russell. If you're asking me to go steady, I say Y-E-S, yes!
Oh, wow, did you mean it?
Oh, Brody, I think you're going to get.
What a maroon. A guy gets his hair done up in a jelly donut and thinks he can get my girl?
Jim, I think you mean jelly roll, and I am not your girl.
All right, enough of this nonsense. Russell, you go get changed and get back here on the double. Now, folks, I want the truth and I want it now. No one is leaving until I get a confession. Now, who's going to talk?
Look out, dudes. The heat is getting all jacked up. No translation needed for that. The sheriff's lost his cool, now it's bag hop instead of good hop. All right, guys and dolls, head is on the stick tonight. I just checked in with the murder investigation, and I've got the latest updates for you. Boy, howdy, you aren't gonna believe what's rocking and rolling. The latest tale from the Nightingale is that Russell Sprout's been putting on a fit to hook Bobby Pants into going steady with him. What a crank! He made a scene as Trish in the show, but Sheriff Allcars was having none of that nonsense. He collared Russell and got him to confess what he'd been up to. And the kicker is, the bit worked. Russell's made it in the shade. Those two crazy kids are going to prom together now. In other news, the murder investigation seems to be at a standstill. The sheriff is gunning for a confession. Nobody will talk. Word is, the sheriff's about ready to go in. And speaking of prom, Swirl and Curl is having a permanent wave special this month only, and just in time for the big dance. There'll be a discount on all beehives and flip hairdos. Stop in and make your appointment today. Now, let's take a chill and tune into a little Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino.
You might as well just do it, Colin. I'll be accused of murder just like at my last school. Just go ahead and arrest me. They're convinced I did it.
No, there's no evidence that you had anything to do with it. I want to arrest you for a crime you didn't commit.
Well, someone in this room is a murderer. He or she doesn't care how long we have to stay here and go through all this questioning. It isn't fair, Colin. I just want it to be over.
Oh, snap out of it, sister. If there's going to be any overreacting around here, I'm going to be the one doing it. This little sympathy bit isn't going to get you anywhere.
Holly, you can't talk to Miss Rainey like that.
Oh, yes, I can. If it means we get out of here any sooner, I am definitely going to tell it like it is. She may not have kiloelectric, but turning on the waterworks doesn't make things move any faster. I've done it enough times to know.
Yes, we know. Your theatrics at school are sometimes entertaining to say the least, and second-rate to say the most. Yeah.
This from two goofs who were around shaking a handful of shredded paper and shouting at the top of their lungs.
All right, girls, all right. Starting an argument at this juncture is too much. Can't you see I'm dealing with a crisis here?
It's dreadful. Miss Fight is spanked all the time at school. We don't make a big deal about it. She'll come around eventually.
You see. Well, Sheriff, we're all here waiting for you to do your job and find the perpetrator of this heinous crime. How long can this take?
Don't have a count, old sir. The heat is eyeballing everybody and making it right up. So please, with the put down.
Huh? He told Miss Dreadful to stop giving the sheriff grief. He's doing the best that he can.
Man, you're some kind of weird. But here's your problem, Sheriff. You got us locked up in here, but it's getting us nowhere. I didn't do it, alright? You can ask my dad. Are you ever going to check that alibi thing with him?
That's right. I still need to do that. I'm going to go to Jim Short's house and check his alibi out. The rules, well, my request remain the same. Please do not leave. I'll be back soon.
It hardly seems fair that he can come and go as he pleases, but we have to stay here.
Well, he is the law and we're the insects.
I think you mean suspects, Jim.
Yeah, that's what I said, suspects. Right. Well, while he's gone, maybe we can figure out who did it. Come on, guys. There has to be some clue, something that will tell us who really killed them.
Oh, who cares at this point? The old codger's dead, and I for one am glad.
Ginger, you needn't be so cold. He was your employer. One would think he'd have a little compassion.
Nope, not a whisper. He was a mean old nasty man who only cared about his precious rules and making everyone else's lives miserable. He made mine miserable every day. I won't miss him a bit.
That's pretty strong motive, Miss Vitus.
Yes, it is.
I didn't kill him. I might have thought about it from time to time, Norma, but I didn't do it.
You have to admit, it's weird that we all had the same opportunity and the same motive. Every single one of us hated him. But I wonder who actually had the guts to do it.
I think I know.
All right, Miss Delastree, once again, who done it?
The one person who had the most to lose. The one person who just couldn't let Mr. Attrick live anymore. The one person is...
That's it. My investigation is complete. I found the murder, and I'm prepared to make the arrest.
But I didn't do it. Man, I told you I went home.
Yes,
I
I know. Your father corroborated your story. I know it wasn't you, Jim.
All right, Daddy-O. What's the scoop?
He said
Yeah, we know!
We've also eliminated several other suspects. But these are one suspect with a strong motive. One who had time to plan this ultimate revenge. The murderer is...
Hey folks, did you hear the post office is thinking about charging a dime just to mail a letter? It's amazing how expensive everything is getting. Holy smokes! This just in. You heard it here first, folks. Sheriff Colin Allcars is about ready to make the arrest for the murder of Principal Jerry Atcher. Why, this is total bee's knees. Yours truly, head full of air, is on our way back to the malt shop to get the lowdown. I've got a split, but I'll be back with 2 shakes of billion in the latest. Here's Little Johnny Good by Chuck Berry to keep you company.
It could only be one of you. It had to be someone who had an axe to grind, Mr. Attrick. Someone who had time to plan this ultimate revenge. What better way to do it than in a room full of people, and in the dark? That way, it would be nearly impossible for the authorities, namely me, to find the real killer. Yes, this murderer was very clever, plotting and planning this crime for a long time, just waiting for the circumstances to be
Oh,
exactly
get
right.
on with it, Sheriff. Just tell us who did it. I'd like to go home.
Miss Norma Dreadful, you are under arrest for the murder of Principal Jerry Atcher.
What?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
It was you. You were near him when the lights went out. You seized the golden opportunity. You grabbed his cane, hit him over the head with it, then threw it across the room and returned to where he'd been standing before the lights went out. That whole story about someone running by you was just meant to throw me off your trail. You've had it out for him for years for treating you the way you did in high school. You weren't satisfied just overturning his rules at school. You took the ultimate revenge.
Are you sure, Colin? Absolutely sure?
I didn't do it. Where's your proof? Where's your evidence?
Yes, Sheriff Colin Allcars. Tell us, where is your proof?
Head up. This is an official investigation. We don't need any interference from the media. And who is this? There isn't supposed to be anyone involved here. Who isn't involved in the investigation?
This here is the world-famous detective, Squinty Keepers. He's here on behalf of the town councilman, Big Daddy Fink. He heard about the murder investigation, so I asked him to come investigate on his own. He's been following you around all over town, planning his own observations. He's had a lot to say about this arrest of yours. Means, motive, opportunity, all of you had it.
That's no complicated legal Sherlock.
Allow the detective to finish. I think I know what's up.
Oh, Bobby, you are so smart. I knew you'd figure it out.
Cool it, hipsters. The heat's got the jets and is on the stick. Let him sing.
Huh?
He said Detective Peepers is really smart and knows what's what. Let him talk.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Detective Peepers has solved all kinds of cases and is really famous.
Well, he had better sort out this mess because I know Norma didn't do it. She didn't.
You're right, Miss Vitus. The Jekyll did not kill Principal Atcher. So, can you tell me who did?
Yeah.
Who's the carburetor?
I think you mean perpetrator.
That's what I said.
All right, enough. You, my friend, are interrupting my official duties. You need to leave.
Well, I think not, Sheriff. See, I know who did kill the principal.
So come on, spill it. I want to get out of here.
Cheers!
Murderer is none other than Sheriff Colton.
What? Oh my
Wow, who did?
I did. I knew he did it. You see, Sheriff was going to lose everything. He was going to lose his job because Big Daddy Bacon and Principal Hatchet were best friends. They were going to fire Sheriff, and Sheriff knew about it.